Why do so many relationships fail? Think like in the United States right now, the divorce rate is over 50%. Pretty rough, huh? Yeah. But, the divorce rate per se is not necessarily the best way to gauge the health of a population, right? Like, perhaps in the past, people stayed in terrible relationships when they actually weren't in love with the person. Another thing, too, is like when I see a lot of couples, especially people who are older, I see a lack of attraction for each other and a lack of desire to be with each other sexually. Like, it's kind of interesting how so many men are having erectile problems. I'm 34 years old currently, and in the media and the digital content that I consume, sometimes I get targeted pills or ads for erectile dysfunction medication, which says that to me that if I'm getting ads for such a thing, then many other people in my so-called demographic are experiencing issues because that is the market, right? I don't think a man's penis should stop working ever. And I don't think that we were designed to lose desire, sexual desire, for our partner. That being said, it's worthwhile asking, maybe so many of these relationships fail because we're actually not with our partner. If you consider the notion that each one of us is half of a soul and has another half out there, whether it be a male and a male and a female, or a female and a female, each could be true. They could all be possibilities, because that's how the Creator rolls. The Creator doesn't fit her creations into your box of what you think is icky or this or that. Okay? There could absolutely be gay soulmates. Now, that being said, what is sexual attraction, and how does it interplay with whom we attract and our theoretical partner that we don't attract? Well, as we've been discussing in previous videos about emotional injuries in the soul, or false beliefs from the Creator's view of what is loving, condense into our spirit body and create blockages or vortices, if you like, around our chakric systems, and prevents energy from flowing in that particular spot. So like, if you're walking around with a bunch of blocked up spots, you're not going to feel great. Or maybe you don't even realize you don't feel great. But when you come across a person who has a sympathetic or corresponding emotional injury, a kind of spiritual cord develops between the two persons' chakras, and energy can flow in that spot where it had previously not. And we interpret that as sexual attraction. The truth is, it's actually codependent emotional injuries. And we are full of them. We are full of them. An example is, let's say a man believes that men are superior to women. Now, that man may also feel it's his responsibility to financially care for the woman. But let's say that man comes across a woman who feels that women are inferior to men, and likewise feels she should be taken care of by a man. The Creator does not agree with this point of view, because the Creator views all her children equally, and both men and women have the ability to take care of themselves. But in that situation, that's where these cords will develop. And the more corresponding emotional injuries are in the couple, the stronger the sexual attraction will be. So that is often why you will connect with somebody physically, but not really connect mentally or emotionally. Because again, if we are a soulmate, theoretically all these chakras would have connections. It wouldn't be because of blockages and corresponding emotional injuries, but it would be a flow, a connection, like completing the two halves, completing a whole. Like I'm talking about this, I'm speculating. I can't even, I'm just beginning to wrap my head around what all this is. But that being said, it's important to understand that our sexual attraction is directly related to the amount of emotional injuries we have inside of us. So, if you have a person who has experienced a tremendous amount of trauma, it is a higher potential that they will be attracted to a wider spectrum of people. But as that person feels out their emotions and releases their grief and their sadness and changes their false beliefs to the beliefs held by the Creator, these vortices get sewn up. And this goes away. To the point where if you're a man and you think you're heterosexual, you could see a beautiful woman and not become aroused. I say think you're a heterosexual because God actually doesn't believe in sexuality. Think about it. If you have another half of you walking around, that is the only partner that the Creator views that you should be with in a sexual way. Sexuality is how humans describe their own behavior and how it relates to a particular group of other people, right? Like a particular sexuality is like kind of saying that, I'm making myself available, depending on the situation, to different potentials of other groups of people. But if we heal up all of our emotional injuries, we won't feel any sexual attraction towards anyone except our partner, and the strength and intensity of the desire for our partner will only grow. So the notion that when you're looking around, you're seeing old couples that don't have sexual desire for each other, I feel that's error. And I do not feel that we were designed to be that way. And that if a couple is in a romantic relationship and not expressing themselves sexually to each other, there is something wrong with that relationship. I know this is confronting to consider, but, again, how do you feel about it? Are you angry? Are you upset? I know that, I have enjoyed being with different women throughout my life. And when I learned that it is true that we have a soulmate, it was very confronting to me, and I had to feel out quite a lot of my own fear and sadness. And by the way, I'm not trying to say that I've sewn up all my emotional injuries in this area as well, but I'm being honest about what I know about it in an attempt to continue to work on myself. And also share the reasons why that so many relationships fail. Because if you think about it, if you're in a relationship for a long time, you're going to change over time. And emotionally, as you change, the various aspects of your sexual attraction will change. So that's kind of the reason why that you get into a relationship with somebody and it feels one way, and then sometime later it just doesn't feel that way anymore. And we all chalk it up to oh, that's natural, or it's supposed to be that way. But we don't really think of it like this. We don't think of it like this because it's confronting on too many levels. Sexual attraction is codependent emotional injuries. And when we take the responsibility to express our humility, to feel this out, we have the greater opportunity to manifest that partner into our life and have an actual soulmate-based relationship.